Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on multiplication of whole numbers. Multiplying by numbers ending in 0. This is the easiest multiplication of all, as we will demonstrate with the following examples. First example, 67 times 10. All you do, you just add 1, 0 after the 7, so the answer is 670. Example 2, 538 times 100. You just add 2 zeros after the 8, so it's 53,800. Example 3, if you're multiplying by 1,000, in this particular case here, you just add 3 zeros after the 9. And the answer is 8,739,000. So that's very straightforward when you're multiplying by 10, 100, 1,000, etc. Now let's look at multiplying by a single non-zero digit. In the following examples, it is very important to set out the sum neatly. Be aware of place values and make sure the columns are perfectly aligned. A knowledge of your tables will make these exercises much easier. Example 1 is very straightforward. 43 times 2. 2 3s are 6. 2 4s are 8. Notice how the columns are perfectly aligned. The units column, the tens column. The units column, the tens column. Example 2, 1,234 times 2. 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, and 2 1s are 2. Columns perfectly aligned. Example 3, here we have slightly more involved, and you'll see why. Same principles. 3 4s are 12, put down the 2 and carry the 1. Now 12 means it has 2 units because the 2 is in that column and one lot of 10, and that's why we put the 1 here in that tens column. 3 8s are 24 plus 1 is 25. 2 5. So we put that 2 in the hundreds column, so that 2 actually means 200. 3 7s are 21, plus 2 is 23. There's your 2 and there's your 3. So that 2 there, let's see what the value of that 2 is. Units, tens, hundreds and thousands. So that value of 2 is actually 2,000. And 3 6s are 18, plus 2 is 20. Notice how the numbers are perfectly aligned in each column, and that way you won't make a mistake. It is very important for you to understand that the multiplication problem is just a form of repeated addition as follows. So 6784 times 3, we're just adding 6784 by itself 3 times. So if you do that, there it is there, you'll get the same answer. Okay, so when you have a multiplication sum like this, it's just a form of repeated addition. Example 4, slightly more involved again, because we're multiplying by this larger number. Now we'll take our time with this first one just to see how it works. 543 times 35. 5 3s are 15. Put down the 5 and carry the 1. That 1 is actually 110. 5 4s are 20, plus 1 is 21. There's the 1, and we've carried the 2 there. 5 5s are 25, plus 2 is 27. So there we are, we've done the first line. Now these numbers here that you see down the bottom, these red numbers that we've carried over, they were the result of multiplying by 5. Now let's multiply by 3. When I say let's multiply by 3, we are really multiplying by 30. That's why you have to put a 0 here before you start, because we're not just multiplying by 3, we're multiplying by 30. So let's put a 0 here, and now we start multiplying by 3. 3 3s are 9. There it is there. 3 4s are 12. Put down the 2 and carry the 1. So the 1 up here is the result of multiplying by this 3. 3 5s are 15, plus 1 is 16. There. Add all these numbers up, and you'll get the answer of 19,005. Notice everything is in column order so you don't make a mistake. You must have things perfectly in each column. Units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and that way you can't make a mistake. Here is a more involved example. Let's have a look at it. 6743 multiplied by 358. First thing you do, you multiply by the 8. That gives you those numbers. And they're the numbers we've carried over, see? Then when you multiply by this 5, that's actually multiplying by 50. That's why we put the 0 in. So that gives you that row there. And these are the numbers that we carry over here when we multiply by the 5. For the next row here, when we say we're multiplying by 3, it's actually 300. That's why we put the 2 zeros in. That's why we put the 2 zeros in. So, you multiply by this 3 now, and that gives you all these numbers here, and the carrying we've done across there. So you add all those up, add those 3, add that, and add that together, and it gives you that answer. So take your time doing that, and you won't have any problems. Now here is a problem. This is a worded problem, and we change that into a multiplication problem. Okay, so you read the problem, and you will see that all we're doing is multiplying 23,648 by 37. We go through the process, and I've set the working out for you. So take your time and you will see that there is the total cost. Similar with example 7, we're multiplying 56,874 by 23, and I've set it out very neatly. These are the numbers that you carry over. That's the 0 because when you multiplied by 2, you're actually multiplying by 20. When you add that number to that number, you get that answer. And there is your total answer. So I have left you to go through these two problems at your leisure. All the information is provided for you, and notice everything is in perfect column order.